Good morning, students. It's Coach Jensen. I'm here in California, really close to Death Valley National Park. I'll be headed over there later today. But I decided to get out of town for a few days and just have some space to myself, clear my head, and make some videos for you. So I'm going to document this experience so that you guys can feel like you're a part of it. So we've got a nice, big, tall mountain range behind me here. This was my home last night. I got to stay in this really cool teepee. I'll give you a look inside so you can see what it's like in there. So it was very, very cold last night. It was about 28 degrees. So I had a nice heater there, a lamp, a bed, and that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I made it to Death Valley National Park. Super pumped to be here. It's a little windy right now, a little bit chilly. It's a really nice day. So if you look out this direction, you can see some strange looking trees out there. I'll zoom in and see if you can see them a little better. These are called Joshua trees. There's quite a few of them out there. Alright students, this area is called the Sand Dunes. So I spent some time just laying out here and relaxing and enjoying the views of the beautiful mountains and the beautiful sky. Alright students, this part of the video was taken up at a point that's called Dantes View. So this is a really cool area that's up in the top of the mountains, and you get to look down and observe the entire Death Valley down below. And as you look down into the valley, you can see some whitish gray stuff at the bottom. You're going to see this later in the video when I actually hike down into that area. It's called the Salt Flats, and it's a very cool little area where there's salt crystals forming at the bottom. Alright students, I'm out here at Badwater Basin in Death Valley National Park. I'm going to give you a little view of the scenery here. And this is actually the lowest point in the Western Hemisphere. We are 282 feet below sea level. So on the entire continent, this is the lowest point right here. So there's a big long path where you see all those people walking out there. I went out there last night, probably gonna go pretty far out there again tonight. We've got a little pool of water here. and some really nice mountain scenery. So the ground is really interesting out here. You might see it looks really rough and kind of crusty and crumbly. So this is what we call the salt flats. So these are made of salt crystals that are constantly changing and expanding. So this whole area is surrounded by mountains up here. So every time that it rains, all that water comes down into the valley, which brings down all the minerals. And then as it dries out, those minerals turn into the salt crystals on the surface here. All right, so you can see the path that people are taking from the parking lot. Goes all the way out there for, I don't know how long, looks like a couple miles. I'm gonna head over this direction where I've got a little more space and privacy and set up and get a little workout in for you guys. All right, guys, so these are the salt crystals. It looks like snow or ice, but it's actually not. It's just deposits of salt crystals and different minerals that are at the bottom of the valley. So this is definitely one of the coolest places that I've been. So this is Badwater Basin down here at Death Valley National Park. You can see the really sweet mountain views, and it's cool how there's different little colors kind of swirled into the mountain. And then you've got this really awesome salt area, and you can just walk around. There's not really any trails, but there's just miles and miles and miles of open area to explore. Alright, so next I filmed a short little workout for you guys. I did film more, but it got too dark. So I'm sorry the footage is a little bit dark, but I thought it was really cool with the moon and the mountains in the background for you guys to see. Alright students, it's Coach Jensen. I'm out here in Death Valley National Park in the Salt Flats, just enjoying the beautiful scenery out here. And I thought I would make a little video for you guys. So we're not going to do anything too crazy right now. But it's going to be more of like a stretching, relaxing type movement. So feel free to get comfortable at your house. We'll do some of these things standing up. We'll do some of these things from like a seated or a laying position, but feel free to follow along at home. Remember that everybody's body is a little bit different. So if we're doing something that's hurting your knees or your hips, or it feels painful for your body, feel free to skip that or to adjust it and do something that feels good for you, all right? So the first thing we'll do is just get loosened up with some high knees. So we'll just go nice and slow. We don't have to do the running high knees. We'll just do them walking. Get our hips and our back loose. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we'll do a little bit of a raise the roof. So you guys know this one. So we have our feet about shoulder width apart. Okay. We get our hands up by our head. Actually, we move back. We get our hands up by our head. We squat down with our whole body. And then we push up like we're trying to throw something really high up over our head, all right? Feel free to really push like you've got something on top of you and really exercise your muscles, all right? Let's get 8 of these nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The next thing we're going to do is called sumo squats. So you kind of look like you're a sumo wrestler when you do this. We're going to have our feet wide apart. Our toes are facing outside. Okay, and instead of a regular squat where our knees are forward, everything's in line, we're going to try to shift our legs to the outside, all right? So we're going down and putting our legs out to the side, and you can kind of use your elbows like I am here to help push your knees farther apart. and really stretch your body. We'll get 5 of these nice and slow. All right, here we go. Here's 1. Hold it. 2. 3. 4. And 5. We'll hold this last one for 5, 4, 3, 2, and up. All right, for this next part, we're going to be on the ground. So go ahead and find a comfortable place at home. You can put a blanket underneath you if you need to. If you've got a yoga mat, that would be great. Or if you're just sitting or laying down on the carpet, that'll be fine too, all right? But the first thing we're going to do is called the butterfly stretch. So for that one, we sit on our bottom. We bring both of our feet in. We use our hands to grab the feet. And we're trying to get these knees as low as we can and spread them out, stretching that whole inner leg area, the butterfly. There we go. And we'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. For this next one, we're going to go ahead and lay down and stretch our quadricep. So I'm going to lay down right here on my side. I'm going to grab this foot and pull it backwards and stretch. Okay. For some of you, you might not be feeling anything. You don't want your knee to be up here. You want your knee to be down. And if you need more of a stretch, you can pull it back. You should feel it right in the front of your left leg. And we'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch sides. So now I'm pulling my right leg back. Get it in the right spot. And we'll go ahead and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. This next one is called the seal pose. And so for this one, we're going to move on to our stomach. Okay, so you can lay down on your stomach. And then we're going to go ahead and use our hands to push us up. And we're going to stretch that back out. Okay, so I'll move sideways so you can see here. All of my body stays on the ground, except my upper body is being pushed up, stretching out that back, my core, and we'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and just lay down for a minute. Stretch your arms up forward, reach as far as you can, and keep reaching a little bit more and a little bit more. And just when you think you can't reach farther, stretch a little bit more. And we'll go ahead and hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. For this next one, we're going to stretch out our lower back. So we're going to go ahead and sit down. I'm going to bring my left leg over my right one. Okay, I've got my knee right here. And then I'm going to twist my body so that my right elbow is touching my left knee. And you should feel this in your back. We'll go ahead and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. We're going to go ahead and switch. So now I've got my right leg over.
All right, my students. So everything that I filmed after this point was a little bit too dark and blurry as the sun went down. But hopefully you enjoyed this cool view of the moon here. And I hope you really enjoyed the video and got to experience a little bit of Death Valley National Park.